Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to the AMT 125th scale 1968 Shelby GT-500 build. And we are going to go ahead and start this build in this video, and we are going to build the engine. So we need to cut our engine halves out and get all these pieces going and clean them up, and we'll get as much glued together. I decided to go with the 1B engine because I like the dual carb and the big Cobra Jet air cleaner setup that they got on that one. And I'm going to paint the intake manifold. I'm going to go with the painted one instead of the chrome one, because I don't want it to be all chrome. So let's go ahead and get these pieces cut out. Get our two engine halves here. Whoop. We got two halves of the engine, transmission. We need our timing cover and water pump section. Boy, they really got that on there. That's a thick connecting point there. Better make sure I'm not gonna cut it wrong. Probably not that way. There we go. Started to see the plastic stress in there. And then our belts and pulleys. Of course, the oil pan. We need one of those. These cylinder heads. Actually, all these have pretty thick connection points. There's our cylinder heads. And we'll go ahead and put the exhaust on it too. We're going to pretty much build the engine tonight. Oh, why did I hold the phone here? We got two different sets of pulleys. I want 14. Which one did I cut off? I did not cut off number 14. I cut off number 15. So we are going to need this one. And we'll just grab this and put that in a different spot. Huh, I'm surprised they're so drastically different. Interesting. So we'll put that back in the box so I don't confuse myself. And we are going to go with this one. I'm going to have to do a little bit of rounding out on that because I did not snip that very good. Let's get our intake manifold. Our exhaust manifolds. Whoop. Send everything a-flying. And then we are going to need... Boy, that's a weird looking fan, huh? Is that just a weird... molded weird, or did they have weird fans like that? That's interesting. Well, let's get our distributor off there. We're gonna need one of those. Yeah, that's gonna be interesting to cut that fan out. One of the blades is, I don't know. I'm gonna have to look at that. It seems kind of goofy. I would think a fan like that would be off balance. I might end up cutting this fin and then moving it over to kind of balance that out a bit. That just doesn't look right to me. It's kind of weird looking on the instructions too. See if I can cut my finger. Let's not do that. Can't really put it flat either, can we? Get it on here. There we go. That's way better. Alright, we'll put this off to the side here. Let's check the box art out. Do they have a picture of that fan? Huh. Maybe I'll face it toward the bottom where the two fins are like that. That might. It almost looks like a little. I don't know. Almost like a little person or something. There's the head and the two arms, and there's the legs. I don't know. I've never seen a fan like that. It just. Maybe it's the way it's supposed to be. Oh. Anyway, we'll get this cleaned up a little bit better. Yeah, I just have a hard time. I guess I could face it like that too. That would probably look better from the top. Actually, it would look better from the top like that. I think that's the way we'll do it. It'll be a interesting. It'll add some character to the engine. Let's put it that way. Now we'll just clean up these little parts here where we cut them off the sprue. There's our intake manifold, and we got our fan already. Let's get the exhaust manifolds. I think that was supposed to have that much. Round that out a little bit. Like that. One exhaust manifold. Let's get the other one. This one seems to have a little bit more flash on it, but as we went through the kit in the introduction, we're gonna have to deal with flash on this one. Already 7 minutes in, and all we did was cut parts off a tree. And you got our fuel pump there and water pump. There's that, and then we'll fix this where I cut it really weird. That looks better. Our distributor. And let's go with the oil pan next. Looks like the hole for mounting it onto the frame. And the cylinder heads. One and the other one. We're gonna check the other side of that other cylinder head. Yeah. Missed a spot. And then our engine and transmission halves. Which do not have a whole lot of flash on them. Okay. That's looking pretty good. Feel a little roughness there. Get that taken care of. How's this side? Oh, that side's nice and smooth. Alright, so we'll put this stuff off to the side now. And I'll wipe my hands off because it's got a little bit of sanding dust on it. And we will get our Tamiya thin set out and start by gluing the engine halves together in transmission. A little dry fit here. Looks like we got a little bit of bump there we need to take care of. It's gonna have a little gap, but I think that'll fill in with paint. A little bit of a bump right here. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna start right here for now. Get this cemented together. Hold it for a bit. And we'll, whoop, I didn't hold it long enough evidently. Transmission like that, and we'll just work our way back. Put that together, and then I'll make sure these are lined up good. Together like that. And we'll glue the bottom of it, and then I'll probably go around the whole thing again once it's together a little bit. Just to be sure that it stays together. Good so far. There's a little bit of gaps, just random spots too. It's kind of odd, but that will fill in with paint. Part together, and some in the front. Okay, so what I think I'll do next is, it looks like the deep end of the, oh, and then there's a little deal here to where it sits on. There, that plugs in like that. And let's dry fit that front cover on just to make sure everything's gonna sit right. We do not have good fit there at all, but that's, I think, more to do with these ejector pins. Got a little bit of flash where the ejector pins were. Get rid of that. Try not to cut our fingers in the process. And try not to lose our little pins there, that alignment pins or whatever you call them. Now let's see if it fits a little better. Oh, that's way better. Way, way, way better. Alright, let's get some cement on it. Gonna go like that this time and put that into place. Snapped in pretty good, and then we'll just hold that for a second. Actually don't think I want to attach the fan to the pulley system yet. That'll make it harder to paint. And let's get some on the sides here. I always like to go around the outside too with this stuff, just to make sure everything, make sure the glue gets in it good. And then it almost looks like that's going lower than the rest of this. We'll have to see. Let's test fit our little bit of a gap there. So it looks like we're gonna have to take our sanding stick here and kind of flatten this out a little bit. Because our oil pan isn't going flush with that. Now let's see how we fit here. Oh, that's way better. Just had to sand a little bit down on it. Alright, so we'll just get some glue on that pin area. Put that into place like this. And we'll hit it from the sides. Get the other side in the front. Had to reposition it because I noticed that I had it was crooked. That's straighter. Yeah, the back end of the oil pan was pushed way over to that side, so that would not have been good. Want to look good. Now let's get some on this side. And we'll get a little bit on the front there. Like that. Starting to look like an engine. Yeah, the upper radiator hose, I think the fan. I'll paint all that stuff separate. It's just going to be hard to get paint the belt and the pulleys with all that stuff attached there. But I'm going to go ahead and put the exhaust manifolds on, I think. And the cylinder heads. Now are they the same pretty much? I will have to look at this a little harder because I'll go there. I think what I want to do is put the intake manifold on next, because that'll help align the cylinder heads. It's got a big old pin there. And it's not sitting on for the same reason the other one didn't. These ejector pins just, wow. It's almost like the ejector pins were countersunk into the cavity and it injected some plastic a little ways into the pins. We can fix that though. Perfect. There. You gotta be really careful so I don't cut my fingers doing this. There we go. Let's see how this fits now. A lot flatter. Much flatter. Just kind of rock a little bit. Which could be because this isn't flat. There we go. That'll work out all right, I think. So let's go ahead and get some glue on there and get our intake on. Make sure we get it lined up right. I'm just going to throw a cylinder head on there to make sure this stuff's lined up, which it's not. Get some more glue around this nub there. That'll probably help hold that on better. Like that. I wonder if this one goes on this side. Yeah, that one must go that side. I'll probably have to open up them grooves a little bit. The fitment is not the best, I must say. One's a little better. But maybe it's supposed to be that way for the valve cover to... I don't know. I just don't like the way that looks. Is fitting. But yeah, it just seems like it's crooked. Let's open them up a little bit, see if that's the issue. It's a little better. Maybe it is supposed to be like that, and the valve cover makes up the difference. But I do like the way that sits on the cylinder head. Kind of sits where it should, I think, that way. According to the side of the engine. We'll see. Might be a little bit too much flash around these pins too. So otherwise I'd think in order for that to look right, I'd have to putty that, but... And I did break the intake free. I'm trying to get the alignment right. I didn't care much for the way that was looking. I thought it'd be better to put the... But I don't like the way that's going. So I think what I'll probably do, since I think these are being a problem, I'm gonna snip them off. I tried the heads on both sides. I think that's just too much of a mess there. It fits a little flatter. Try it on this side. It's a little better there too. I like that. We're gonna make that the right side. How are you fitting on the left here? Oh, that looks good on the left too. That's why it's important to dry fit. So that looks good right there. I'm gonna go ahead and glue that right there. Does that seem to be in line? See if I can glue left-handed. It worked. Now I'll let that dry for a little bit and I'll glue the back. Like so. And I decided this side was going to be for here. That looks a lot better from the front. And the back. Let's get some on the bottom here. And there we have it. Let's get this side on. Oh yeah, that looks better. Okay. There are some gaps in it, as I can see, but right there. And let's get some on the bottom. While that's wet, let's go ahead and put our exhaust manifold on there. Make sure I get it going the right direction. That fit a lot better than the rest of it did. Some glue on my finger. bottom. Maybe not that much. And we have one exhaust. Let's flip it around. Get the other one on. Oh, got a little carried away. There we go. Make sure it fits in the... Nope, it is not. So far, I am struggling to get parts to fit. There we go. That'll work. Hold it into place. Like so. We got exhaust. Flow in better. Okay. So now I think the only other part we're going to put on as of right now is going to be the distributor. Let's go ahead and get some glue in there, and we'll just hopefully plug right in. Like so. And I think just for added measure we'll do one of these. There we have it. We have our engine pretty much assembled. And these parts I'll leave separate so I can, for ease of painting. Well, that's a 40-minute video of putting an engine together. I did struggle with that a little bit. There's some fitment issues, but we got it together. I'd like to thank everyone for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.